So that we can all feel like a team.
It's safety, right? Helping people feel safe by understanding their agency is acknowledged and respected.
Because you can't
Love
radically
yourself.
express yourself without consent.
But also to help create trust.
To deepen intimacy.
And to know what other people's boundaries are.
Why is consent important? We felt like it was important to have the voices of our community express why they feel consent is important. We are all individuals that are parts of this ginormous collective global community that we call Burning Man. We build the culture that we want to be in by planning. We have these 10, 11 principles that we build our foundation upon so that we know how to behave. It's a basic principle and belief and understanding in the things that we want to see in the behaviors around us. This is a counterculture. We have people who are gay. We have people who are neurodivergent, and we have people looking to sexually explore. The way that we can do that is when we feel safe enough to be ourselves and to step out of our own comfort zones by identifying boundaries and being able to say no to things that might be too extreme for us. Consent is a tool that allows us to say no to things that we thought that maybe we wanted to try and then be able to retract. It gives us that bubble to say, I have the body autonomy and the choice to be able to make our own decisions. We live by these 10, 11 principles, with consent being a principle that we are building our culture around. When there's a principle that needs to be written down, that usually means that there was a problem in the first place, right? So leave no trace. If we just left all of our trash on the ground, then that would be a huge issue, which is one of the reasons why we live by the principle, leave no trace. We have this moot map, a resto team, to make sure that the entire playa doesn't leave anything behind. What we do with consent is we make sure that people are leaving with positive experiences rather than negative ones when they go to Burning Man. Consent is just a baseline for respect. Shout out to Mike with the Center of Respect. He does this exercise when he walks up onto the stage where he'll ask the crowd to finish his sentence. And the question that struck me the most is the way that this crowd answered. Try it yourself. Respect isn't given. It's, you probably said earned, or you at least thought it. He and I both feel that that is a horrible problem. If I need to earn your respect and I'm just meeting you, we don't know anything about each other. There should be a baseline for respect just for being simply who we are, right? When we go and we explore more sexual settings, that's when we want to check in with our partners, make sure that they're still with us and they're feeling like they're having a great time, so that way they can leave Burning Man with these positive experiences. You as a BEDucator are a person who's a volunteer that goes to your leadership and says, hey, I've taken this BEDucator program. I would love to talk about consent with us as our camp and define our parameters around the values and principles that our camp is going to be known for. And we would love for consent to be one of them. And that's by writing down your unique consent policy. The reason why this is so important is because it's foreshadowing. Foreshadowing allows other people to know what it is your camp is all about. So that way, if someone does need to be held accountable, then you can refer back to this policy that you've already taught the camp about to say, these are things that we want to be known for, not the things that are outside of this boundary for our camp, where we now have to hold you accountable. We told you before we ever got to playa. This is a huge tool for TCOs, the theme camp organizers, on how to hold people accountable. So that way your camp culture is something that people want to return to because they feel safe enough to come back. We want to be able to explore. We want to keep Burning Man, safety third, right? But it's still safety. So this program is going to be about 2 hours long. Take it in bite-sized pieces. It's going to have a couple of sections that's going to teach you about some of the topics on how to enforce consent and how to name the people in your camp that are going to be exuding social accountability within your camp itself and giving you resources for when things are over your head. So we're just people, right? We're socially trying to build the places that we want to be in. We need to know our resources for when we're not the capable individual. This is a huge part about why consent is important. And instead of going too deep into consent topics and consent definitions, this is more of a how-to actionable program for you to lead meetings. You're going to give a bed talk. You're going to inform people, and you're going to give people tools on how to create the culture that you want to be in, starting with consent, which relates to all of the principles in going to Burning Man itself. So another thing that we find important is showing people off and saying thank you for taking this program. And we do that with our Bed Think Pink map. What we do is when you complete the BEDucator program and you have your bed talk scheduled to be delivered to your camp at Burning Man, we are going to light up your section of the Burning Man square pink. Here's an example of 2023's Think Pink map. So let's get the map pink all the way across Burning Man. That's our challenge.